Okay, this will be a tutorial on how to install the design mod flush mount wall plate system, Smoothline. Right now we're in Toluca Lake in a 1,800 square foot condominium project. And basically the owner wanted to install flush outlet plates for all the common areas. So the bedrooms will not be that way, but the common areas will. So here's a few tips. And I think this is critical, although it's more expensive. You should definitely invest in these adjustable boxes. These adjustable boxes will let that outlet box come in and out as much as you need, because once they're in place and the drywall is on, it's too late to push them back or move them forward in case you missed that step, or in case the drywall has crept up on you and started installing the drywall like they did here. Luckily for me, the project supervisor spec'd these adjustable outlet boxes, and so you can actually turn the screw here and it will bring forward or bring back the box. And that's critical because the specs for the install here call for 1/2 inch. So that box has to be recessed from the face of the drywall on 5/8. This is a 5/8 project, has to be 1/2 inch back, and this is not even close. So let's screw this thing back and come back. As I turn the screw, the box begins to recess, and let's take a measurement. And now we have 1/2 inch. Now we have 1/2 inch. Both sides sometimes are not equal, so please make sure that your installer puts in those boxes as straight as possible, with a possible shim in the back, so that this blue box is flush, square. Next, I had the drywallers cut out these holes to 3 inch by 5 inch. 3 inch by 5 inch. Obviously these are way bigger than traditional. Traditional are just gonna be the trim of the boxes themselves, like these and like this. So what I did was I made a little plastic template that I covered, and plastic is very important. I think I used laminate sheets so it would have some little bit of rigidity, and I cut them out, and that way I was able to put them right here on the face, because if you use cardboard, you can't see the plate behind it to know how center your 3x5 is. So I used a plastic piece. I was able to lay it right over the outlet, make sure both sides were even from the tops and the sides, drew a square for them, and that way the drywaller just came in and cut them out very easily. He did not like the idea of himself using my template, my 3x5 template, marking it and cutting it. So if you have the time, come in with a pencil, mark it 3x5, and have them just come in with their bit and cut it out. Here we have them cut out 3x5. I've measured them. I've made sure that they're 1/2 inch back from the face of the 5/8 inch drywall. Now I will put in the template mud plate. And what I did was I screwed these in. Now that I verified that my boxes are 1/2 inch recessed from the face of the 5/8 inch drywall, I can go ahead and install this mud plate. And that one I just stuck in the screws and screwed them in. And the next part is critical. You do need a level, and I'll show you why. This is how I did mine to make sure that I had flush. Make sure there's enough tension there to be able to move this back and forth. So let me loosen this up just a bit. There we go. That's good. That's good. Now it's come in with a level, a little mini level here, about 18-inch level, and took a look to see if my plate was level or not, and it's not. So if I move this over a bit and play with it a bit, still not good. Oops. Now I have this plate level. I'm going to tighten in the screws and mark an L around the outside, around the perimeter of the mud kit, so that I know when I glue the back of the mud kit and I stick it onto the faceplate, I know that it's flush. I mean plumb. Kit is plumb. I can go ahead and mark here. Mark here. I'm just gonna mark all 4 sides. You don't really need to. You probably only need to mark one side. That way now when I remove this to spray the back of the mud kit, I'll be able to put it back in while the glue is drying in a speedy fashion, making sure that it's plumb without having to take out the level and checking it again and again. What I'm doing here is taking some sandpaper and really just rubbing, sanding off the hard edges here, just so when the template sits down with the glue, you'll get a nice smooth finish. Because sometimes this paper, the way they cut it and the way they just leave it, kind of like an animal bit through the drywall. It's best to just shave these down so you have a nice, flush, smooth finish all the way around. Gluing the plates down, I found that this is a really good glue, Elmer's Extra Strong Spray Adhesive. It's got a wide spray. It does take a few tries to get this right, so I do recommend you first spray in areas that are less conspicuous than the one right in the middle of your hallway or right in the middle of your living room. So what I do is I came in like this, sprayed the perimeter like that, got close. Make sure you get the edge, because this is actually waste. You only need this much of it sprayed, but the spray is so wide that you'll hit it. And then the trick is to spray this. Now, I really don't know if this part's gonna be exposed or not, so you wanna make sure you don't get any glue on this on the trim, on this extra little high part. So you wanna spray the back, but it becomes really difficult. Basically, I put the edge like this, give it a shake, and that should do it. Turn it around, and mount it. Very tacky and you don't have a lot of time, so it's good to have those marks so you can line them up and you know you're flush. So move this one out a little bit more, this a little bit more, raise it up just a bit, and that's perfect. Needing to press down on the sides so that you get a good stick, and you'll see it's really tacky. Already it's tacky, so you don't have a lot of working time with it. Try to stay clear of any glue on this edge, because I don't know if this will be exposed or just painted. Regarding the templates, the cutout templates, I took some plastic laminate sheets and cut it 3 inches by 5 inches. That way I could see through it. And when I have to come up to an outlet here to mark it, I was able to put this over it like that so I could see, and then hold it steady, basically eyeball it, because that's good enough. You have a margin of error. You hold it like this and just run the perimeter with your pencil, and you'll have your 3x5 opening. While there's still some tack left, I go around and just tap it. Make sure it gets a good adhesion to each other, front and back. After glued steps, got 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 4. This one doesn't need one. There's gonna be a refrigerator there, a wine fridge. There's another one there, another one there. This, of course, really bothers me in that the center of this wall is 37 inches and that outlet is at 34 inches. So we're removing the drywall and going to move the plug over so it's dead center to the wall, 37 inch on center. Here's one more over here. Another one over here. That Elmer's glue was the best, by the way. I tried to use the DP77 and it was not as good as the Elmer's glue. And if you've ever been to a construction site, this is the junk that needs to be cleaned out eventually. All right, peace out. Okay, the glue has fully cured. No empty spots, no soft spots. Everything is really solid. I then take the temporary mud plate, that's the one with the ridge, and pop it in. Snaps in just like that. This one I've already done. And wait for the mudders to come in, feather it up, and meet this ridge right here. You're gonna feather it, or instructions recommend 12 inches. Well, this one's gonna be a little bit challenging, but I'll just have to deal with it. All right, and all the mud plates are in.